So the Warriors were down by 4 with 14.5 to go. They go to commercial, they come back, and they show you this stat here. And see, Durant and Curry were kind of having like a 3-point showdown the whole game if you really watched it. And at this point in time, Durant was 7 of 11, and then Curry was 9 of 12. Just, I mean, interesting. Durant even had 37 points, the 12th prime. And I'm going to go back here for a second because I skipped a few of these uh, 11 and 12 references. In the first quarter, I just don't have a video of it, but in the first quarter, Klay Thompson, number 11, the 11th pick in the 2011 draft, scored the 11th point. I mean, come on. The odds of that, ridiculous. And then, the 12th point, when the Warriors finally scored again, Steph Curry missed a free throw. They should have scored, and the score should have been 13-20, but instead it was 12-20. You know, a rare free throw miss by Steph Curry. Oh, the odds, you know, the game is all about 12 and Steph Curry and whatnot. It's just insane. Also, when Klay Thompson scored the 11th point, look what the total score was. 20-11, 31, the 11th prime. Even Cantor on the Oklahoma City Thunder, he's number 11. He scored 11 points in the game. Oh, the odds. So back on track to the game here. The Warriors were down 99-103. They pass the ball in. Klay Thompson does a quick layup. Klay Thompson, number 11, makes the basket, giving them the score 101-103. Remember, in numerology, you take out the 0. So number 11 basically gets the 11th point or whatever, or makes the score an 11. So then the Thunder pass the ball in, and they double Durant here, and he can't pass the ball, so he just kind of launches it down here. And the ball gets tipped by none other than number 11, Klay Thompson. And then Draymond Green saves it from going out of bounds. They throw it up here to Andre Iguodala, and then he gets fouled by Kevin Durant. And there's literally like 0.7 seconds left on the clock. And then Andre Iguodala gets to come up and shoot free throws. And he ends up tying the game at 103, and they go to overtime. You know, and on my blog, like I said, I had talked about Andre Iguodala. There was something special about him in this game. But what's super interesting, Kevin Durant also has a 58 connection, so let's look at it here. So it was the Warriors' 58th game of the season on the 58th day of the year. Andre Iguodala and Gematria equals 58. Kevin Durant, it says 45 on here, but this website doesn't do the exceptions, which K is 2, but it's also can still be 11. So you just add 9 to this, so it would be 58 as well. So Kevin Durant fouls him. A 58, fouls a 58 in the 58th game. I mean, come on. Also, Iguodala is a bad free throw shooter, so it's amazing that he went in and made both of them. And if you watch the game, he just went in, made them, acted like it was no big deal, like he does it all the time, you know? Because he probably does in practice. He probably practices missing more than he practices making them. For whatever the reason, that's probably part of his code. Also, look what Andre Iguodala finished the game with. He was 5 of 8 on field goals. Oh, the odds. 5 of 8 of his field goals. When he made them 2 free throws, it gave him his 12th point of the game, so he had 10 points the whole game, and then he scored his last 2 points on that play alone, giving him 12. They even won with 121 points, the 12 and the 21. Curry gets his 12th three-pointer. I mean, I just can't say it enough. Anyway, let's check out this play here. So, deflected by number 11. Fouled like at the end of the game. Interesting too, Durant's number is 35, the mirror of 53. So then it goes to overtime and whatever, and Klay Thompson gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. You can't see it here for whatever reason. My computer didn't record it, but It shows that he has 31 points, and right now he's going to be shooting his 32nd point to make the score 118 to 118. Right here, it also shows that he's 85% from the free throw line. I mean, the 58, 85 stuff, 31 points, he's number 11. But right after this, like, Ibaka shoves Draymond Green, and he should have got a foul and got to go back to the free throw line, but they didn't call anything. But it's just interesting, because Ibaka's number 9, Green is 23, like I said, and the score finished at 239. But anyway, let's just check it out really quick. 18. Then right after this, so, yeah, I apologize. Them clips are pretty terrible, but you get the gist of it. Here's a little bit of a slower thing of it. You can totally see that he pushes him. Or he's flopping a little bit too, but... In regards to Chicago and the Chicago Bulls coding and whatnot, Curry even finished this game with 46 points. And look, he tied the record for 12 threes in a game. He had 12 points in overtime. Wins on the 32-foot game winner or whatever. And look at the guys that he ties for 12. Donyell Marshall and Kobe Bryant. Kobe wears 24. Donyell Marshall wore 42. The Mears 24, 42. I mean, both of these numbers significant to black people. I mean, I've mentioned this in the previous 2 parts to this video even. February equals 42. It's Black History Month. I mean, also 24 is all about Malcolm X. Malcolm equals 24. X is the 24th letter. His real name is Little. Malcolm Little. Little equals 24. Even if you write out the word 12 in Gematria, it adds up to 24. Also mentioned Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala wears number 9. 9 equals 24. And also 42. Andre, his first name, equals 42. And also 24. And in regards to the 923 stuff, I really think that it's probably... It ties into Pope Francis, who equals 122, just like Golden State. San Francisco and Pope Francis were both named after St. Francis of Assisi, the same guy and whatnot. But also LeBron James. LeBron James equals 42 in Gematria. But what's interesting is that LeBron James in Jewish Gematria, it equals 923. I mean, I've mentioned it so many times about the Philadelphia train wreck that happened at 9:23 p.m. LeBron James was even in the movie Trainwreck, where Amy Schumer was 9 years old in the beginning. The rest of the movie took place 23 years later. Trainwreck equals 122, just like Pope Francis, just like Golden State. So moral of the story, could be some coding to the Cavs again, especially with the I am a robot comment, or I am not a robot comment that tied into David Blatt and whatnot. It could just be some foreshadowing of the Cavs versus the Warriors again. This game was even 96 days before the first game of the NBA Finals. The word Freemason equals 96. 58 equals Freemasonry. Another thing I find interesting about these two guys here having the previous record, I mean, Kobe scored his 81 points against the Raptors. It was even on January 22nd, the 122, which ties into the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers even scored 122 points that game. Kobe scored 81. The rest of the team scored 41. Kobe Bryant in Gematria equals 41 in the small way. Kobe tore his Achilles against Golden State. Kobe's first game back after tearing his Achilles was even against the Raptors. 34 weeks after tearing his Achilles, He scored 34 points in that game. He was 34 years old. He came back in and made his free throws, and it made the score 109 to 109. Los Angeles equals 109. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I guarantee he didn't even really tear his Achilles. So, moral of the story: all of these games are completely rigged. I don't know if they use some type of magic or how it's done, but I've proven it over and over and over that these games are coded by the numbers. It's just unbelievable to me that how many people I show in my daily life, or just I try to, and they might go, "Wow, that's amazing," and then the next day they're completely out of it again. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's not just these games. It's literally the media. It's your music. It's everything. It's everything that you see on your TV. It's coded like this for a reason. Now, how it's exactly being done, I have no idea, but it is obviously happening. And I just so happened to call this game, though, to a T. I said Iguodala would have a good game, uh, or there was something about him, some type of tribute, something special would happen with Iguodala. And I waited forever in this game when I watched it, and I thought, man, maybe I am wrong. And then the very last play of the fourth quarter that sent him to overtime, Iguodala gets fouled by a guy who adds up to 58 as well. I mean, just ridiculous. I even mentioned all these 11s in the game, and then there was just 11 tributes the whole night in this game. I mean, and I've been wrong on some things. I was wrong on the Super Bowl, but I was right on a lot of the coding. It's just that I got the winner wrong, because they were both coded to certain things and whatnot. This one I just so happened to be right. I mean, I'm still learning this code. There is certain patterns that happen. Sometimes the numbers add up to something and the team loses. So I'm trying to figure out what the pattern is of how they always win. I mean, obviously, doesn't that make that makes the most sense anyway? But I mean, these games don't even matter that much anyway. Like I said, they're all coded to other events. It seems like, especially like the Warriors, a lot to do with Pope Francis and whatnot. I'm just limited a lot on time as of right now. I have to be a slave and go to my job and all that. And then when I come home, I want to take care of my family and do some other things. Sports are just an easy way for me to show the coding right now. I don't have to read through a bunch of articles at 3 in the morning. I can watch a game and literally laugh like crazy at the ridiculous rigging of the game. So at least I get some type of entertainment watching how I can't believe, sitting here thinking, how can somebody believe this crap, How did I used to believe it? And honestly, I don't even know why I'm even justifying talking about sports, because I talk about other things as well. Just recently, I've been talking about a lot of sports, or at least the Warriors. So I guess, yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. Have a good night.